Alright, so I want to talk about Banlist really quick. This is a topic that I've mentioned in the previous two videos, and I might upload this in the same time, I might load it the next morning. Merry Christmas again. I know you may not celebrate Christmas, and if you do, I'm sorry. Happy winter, holidays, whatever you want to call it. But what I really want to mention is, I don't think the ban list is what it should be. The ban list is currently being used so Konami can be like, we're going to release this really strong card, you're going to buy the deck because it gives you auto wins and people like to win, and then we're going to ban it, and we're going to create new cards. And it's cool because it keeps the meta changing. But the thing is, the reason why they had to ban the card is not just because they want to get new products sold, but it's because it's so overpowered that you couldn't play the new product. So, a good thing that I mentioned in one of the videos, I don't know if you saw it, was I mentioned I was playing Cosmos and Dolls and such, and I was thinking, alright, I'm just going to play this right before the ban list, and then I'm going to sell all of my cards and make all my money back. But why do I have to think that I will sell all of my cards before ban list? Because they're getting banned. As I mentioned in there, I don't play Ghost Tricks thinking, alright, before the next ban list I'm going to sell everything because my Ghost Tricks are going to get banned. I don't go in there thinking, alright, go into Medolces, my Medolces are going to get banned, I'm going to have to sell the Queens and the Angelos and such. I don't have to think those things. And it's not just because, those decks aren't broken, but it's simply the fact of, why does it have to be those decks are broken, so those decks get destroyed? Why can't Konami just release cards at the same speed so there are tons of decks you can play from? Some people think that that'd cause problems, because if there's a million different decks, you'd have to side differently. But the thing is, every deck has something strong about it. Medolce will have zero problem against any kind of wall-based decks. Like Super Heavy Samurais is a good matchup for them, because they set a wall that you can just beat through. You can use Queen, get rid of it, and they don't have back row, so you're good there. The only back row that you can run is like stuff like Trap Stun, which doesn't matter, so you set the Trap Stun and they take it, and that doesn't matter at all. So I feel, if we had more decks in the game, and all of them at the same speed, the side deck would no longer be, well, now you can't play, just setting in a bunch of floodgates, but it would be instead, what matchups am I weak to? I am weak to these matchups. So that means that I can side in these cards for those matchups, instead of, well, the current good decks are this, so we'll just side in 3 Shadow Mirror, 3 Light Mirror, and 3 Vanities, if it was a 3, and they lose, They can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore, and so I can win because I still can. And I understand how that's a strategy, but if we played a game where that didn't need to exist, if we played a game where it was 100% my matchup is good versus your matchup, and then you side in to even the odds, I don't need to side in that much. Maybe just side in stuff against your side deck. Like I'm not running Space Typhoon, let's say. I now side in my Space because I'm assuming you're going to side in Hate. Then that becomes a more kind of fair interaction, not, well, the current best deck is a Pendulum deck, so everyone side in 3 copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance, even though I use spells just because it hurts the Pendulums and they can't play anymore. I feel like the problem I have is Cosmos don't need, or not Cosmos, just side decking in general. Everything about that doesn't need to just be able to side in those cards and auto-win against these decks. And I feel like if our ban list wasn't so, well, we released all this super overpowered busted stuff, so we're going to ban it, and then this deck sucks again, and I'm sitting here with, the core of dolls that remain, fusing it with, Charmers and all these other fun stuff to try and get into those other fusions. But it's this deck is so almost good, but it doesn't have Construct. And not having Construct is because Construct is an overpowered card. It's not a matter of it being Construct, it was the matter I'm missing the Light Fusion now. And the Light Fusion says, send a card, destroy anything at battles, and if it goes to grave, pull things back, as well as being a Light Fusion. I'm not saying that card's not, overpowered, and it's not, super crazy good. But why did they have to make it so over the top, under the assumption that it was just going to get banned later, so it doesn't matter? Nekroz, why was the deck so overpowered with the assumption of, oh, okay, we'll just play it for a little bit and then we'll just get banned later, so we won't have to worry about it? Why should that have been our mindset? And it's because I feel like Konami's going about the ban list all wrong. I want to hear down in the comment section below what you guys think about the ban list. What do you guys think about erratas as well? I'll make a video on erratas after this actually, and I'll upload that in the next day. Tell me what you think about all of that, and as always, have a wonderful day. Yeah.